Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for joining us today here at Two Wheel Thunder TV. We're at the V-Twin show where all the coolest products come out, and this is where everything is demoed for the V-Twin market for the upcoming year. Joining us today is Robert Clink from UltraCool. Robert, appreciate you joining us, bro.
Thank you, Jimmy.
Now, you make this wonderful little product called UltraCool. It's an oil cooling system for the bike. I've got one on my scooter, but I want you to tell us all the details behind it.
Okay, Jimmy. What we start with is our fans are thermostatically controlled. As you can see here, we use a dual fan system with a 17-row heat exchanger behind it. And what we're doing is we're trying to maintain oil temperature. Cooling temperature, these big bore bikes are just pushing up to 300 degrees. And what we're trying to accomplish here is trying to keep them in the 220 range. And we felt we've accomplished this with the new reefer system. As you can see, we have a bolt-on oil adapter that's thermostatically controlled that will keep your fans running, and as soon as they turn down to about 180, it will turn off. And they keep cycling like that.
It's kind of like a V-ride though. Once the oil reaches a certain temperature, the fans kick off.
That's correct. So what we did was we're using, to get the right amount of flow, we're using large AN6 fittings through our heat exchanger. We found this to be the most efficient way of cooling oil, and what we're trying to do is extract the heat from the oil. And as you can see, we're using the braided steel lines. This is an effective way to prevent oil leaks.
Now, a lot of companies don't use these. They use the rubber ones with the little clip-on things.
Exactly.
And when it gets hot, rubber has a tendency to break, chip, or crack, or in cold weather they do anyway. And so when you use a good quality piece of material, it makes the product a whole lot better.
Yes, that's correct. We're using AN6 fittings with the stainless steel SS304. It has a PTFE tubing inside. And once you get them turned on right, they will not leak if installed correct.
And that's true. And ladies and gentlemen, we have one of these UltraCool systems on our bike and have had it for, what, a couple of months now. I've been running it a couple months. And it doesn't leak at all. And we've tried to make it leak. We've done everything we can to make it leak. And we've tried to break it, and it won't break.
Right.
We've broken a few things, but that was just because we broke a wire, because we were playing with it and pulling on it too hard. You're not supposed to do that with them. And under normal circumstances, you wouldn't do that. You'd put it on your bike and you'd leave it alone. But it does lower the temperature of the oil considerably. What do your stats state?
Well, we're into prevention, preventing the oil from getting too hot in the first place. Once you get up around 280, you're pulling over. And so what we've done with our thermostat, we're trying to turn the fans on around 210 to 220 in that rate, depending on the rider's conditions. And it keeps oscillating like that, so we're maintaining that oil temperature.
Which is very important, because on a lot of these big V-twin motors, once you get to about 110 cubic inches, that's about as far as you can go.
Yeah, that's right.
And then you got the oil breaking down, the viscosity just goes, it's gone.
Right. Down in the South, Texas, Florida, Louisiana, you're hearing all kinds of, I talked to hundreds of people, same problem. Their bikes are just too hot to ride, and now we've accomplished that.
I know at the Lone Star Rally and the ROT Rally, the Rot Rally, when we're down in Austin, down in Texas, and you're running around down there and it's 105 degrees and there is no shade, and you're on Interstate 10 or you're on some back road and you're creeping along at 5 and 10 miles an hour, and you're cooking.
You're cooking.
You can roast stuff here. And some very valuable parts of your anatomy can get roasted there, and you don't want that to happen. So, ladies and gentlemen, we want you to check out the UltraCool oil system. Robert, how do we find this?
You can go to our website at ultracoolfl.com. We have all types of rider reviews. We've been on the website for about 5 years now. You can see here with our see all the parts and components. You can read all types of bikes. We have a gallery of all different bikes that we've installed them on from all over the world, from Jordan, all over.
One of the nice things also, when we receive the package, everything that you need comes in the box.
Exactly.
The tools to tighten everything down, the wires, everything that you need to put this on your bike. So if you're a pretty good mechanic, you can probably put it on at home. I had my Harley dealer put it on.
Right.
Because I don't want to screw it up. Because I can probably screw it up. But everything that you need to put this on your bike comes in one box. And literally everything that you need. You don't have to go to the store and buy a hose clamp or anything.
Nothing. That's what we really put the detail into our installation so that everybody at home could install this. We give you the thread locker, the wrenches. It has an LED light to let you know when your cooler is working. Everything with detailed instructions is complete to put this on. You don't need to buy anything extra to install our unit.
And that's important because lots of times you start on a project, then you got to run down to the scooter shop and get extra stuff.
Exactly.
You don't have to do that with this.
No.
One other thing, ladies and gentlemen, check with your local dealer. Now, you may not have a V-twin. You may have a high-end or a high-revving Hayabusa that runs pretty high. And you've bored it and stroked it and you've got a high-end kit in that. Here again, these kits are adaptable to just about any bike on the market.
Right now we're working with a lot of the big V-twins, and our Dyna is going to be ready in March, the end of March.
Okay.
So we'll have another unit for Dyna.
So if you've got a bike out there and you think it's running a little bit warm, and it probably is if you're running it like we run our bikes, because that's why you got a bike is to get on it and ride the thing, check this system out. Go to their website, inquire at your local dealership. If your local dealership doesn't have them and doesn't carry them, ask them, why don't you carry them?
Right.
Well, why don't you carry them? And then the website is what? UltraCool?
FL.com.
FL.com. Now you tell me one thing and then we're going to close this out. This thing is called a reefer system. And so I got, being a motorcycle guy, I got to ask you about the reefer. Why is it called a reefer?
Well,
that's not something that you go down with Peter Fonda down the highway on, okay?
Right, and it was a box when we started out. It was a box, and we made a joke out of it that it looked like a refrigerator. And after we added the grill, we just stuck the name, and we just laughed about it and said, hey, it looks like a box. It's like a reefer on a semi-truck. So we stuck with the reefer.
So the reefer refers to refrigerator and not anything else that you might do with those kinds of things.
That's right.
All right. Just a little fun there, making fun of having a good time. But one thing about the product, ladies and gentlemen, is it works. And to me, that's what's important. I got a several $1,000 custom motorcycle. And when I ride the thing and I get on, I leave Cincinnati and I go down to Texas, or I go out to Sturgis or down to Daytona, I want to make sure that I get there and I don't have to work on my bike going the way down here. One of these products on your bike keeps your bike nice and cool. It keeps the product that you're running safe. The longer you keep that oil cooler, the longer that engine is going to last.
That's exactly right.
And if you've got $20,000, $30,000 invested in a bike, you want to make sure that you keep that for a while. And also it helps with the trade-in because they know that the bike's been taken care of.
Maintained.
Been maintained. Robert, appreciate you joining us. Have fun here at the V-Twin Show.
Thank you very much.
Ladies and gentlemen, come out and join us here at the V-Twin Show here in Cincinnati. This is the 13th annual V-Twin. We always have a great time looking at all the new cool toys coming out for V-Twin. Thanks for joining us today.
Thank you.